Thank you for joining us on Citizen Live at 1. I am Lillian Muli Kanene. The SABA rally organized by the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy is currently getting underway at Nairobi's Uhuru Park, with more and more party followers converging at the historic grounds by the hour. The rally is a culmination of a series of rallies organized by CORD to pressure the government to hold a national dialogue on areas of concern to CORD. We're now joined live from Uhuru Park by Citizen TV's senior reporter Francis Gashuri for the very latest happenings there. Gashuri? Right. Gashuri, bring us up to speed.
Lillian, indeed.
Right.
Coming to you live from Uhuru Park grounds in Nairobi County. And let's begin with the latest, Lillian. There was a showdown about 5-10 minutes ago between supporters of the CORD coalition and GSU officers who are manning these grounds because the security officers were trying to prevent the supporters from getting out of the grounds, insisting that once you have been vetted to come into the grounds, you should not leave. And that triggered an altercation between the supporters of CORD and the GSU officers. And the CORD supporters began throwing stones at the GSU officers, who responded by hurling tear gas canisters at them, while others were shooting in the air to disperse the crowd. But basically, after that showdown, no much incident, Lillian. So basically what's happening now is that some CORD members of parliament have already arrived here at Uhuru Park, just trying to psych up their supporters ahead of the arrival of CORD leaders Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula. And from the courts, we understand that the High Court has suspended last Friday's decision by High Court Judge Isaac Lenaola that would have held Odinga, Wetangula and Musyoka individually responsible should any violence erupt here at Uhuru Park grounds. However, the judge is insisting that no mass action will be allowed. So basically, Lillian, what's happening here is that the CORD supporters are just being treated to interludes of music, basically as they wait for the CORD leaders to arrive here. But security remains very tight here. All supporters of the coalition who are coming for the SABA rally are being vetted at least, or being frisked at least twice, right from the main entrance of Uhuru Park grounds. And once they get near, they are also being frisked again. And there was an altercation earlier in the day because the CORD supporters were insisting that they don't want the security officers, that is the police officers, the National Youth Service personnel who have been deployed here. They were insisting that they want to be attended to by the CORD private officers, or what are popularly known as the men in black. They were saying this is a CORD rally, and so security must only be provided by CORD private security. So basically, after that attempt by the supporters of CORD to chase away the police officers, some of the officers from the secretariat who are here went down and tried to calm down the CORD supporters, and the situation remains calm for now, although a bit of tension because the security officers are insisting that they must remain here because that is what they were mandated to do until the rally is over. The rally was supposed to start at about 10 o'clock, and according to Inspector General of Police David Kimayo, the rally is supposed to end at 5 p.m. However, by the look of things, Lillian, it doesn't seem very clear that the rally will be over by 5 o'clock because it's almost 10 minutes or 15 minutes after 1 o'clock and the rally hasn't begun officially. So we remain here waiting to see what is happening and also await the arrival of the CORD leaders, Kalonzo Musyoka, Raila Odinga and Moses Wetangula, and the message they will have for their supporters on this SABA rally at Uhuru Park grounds. That's all for now. Back to you, Lillian. In case of anything, we'll definitely come back for more details.
Many thanks for that, Francis Gashuri. That's our senior reporter, Francis Gashuri, reporting to us live from Uhuru Park, where, as he has mentioned, the CORD SABA rally is about to get underway. Of course, as you saw there from images, security remains tight there, although Francis also did mention that the rally was supposed to start at 10 a.m. and end at 5 p.m. But from the look of things, it may not end at that hour. But we'll keep you updated on this developing story. And moving on, Justice Isaac Lenaola has suspended an order seeking to hold court leaders personally liable for any chaos during today's SABA rally. Justice Lenaola suspended the order that the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy filed an urgent case seeking to have the orders lifted. Through their lawyer Anthony Aluoch, court challenged Lenaola's ruling by arguing that calling for mass action does not equate calling for violence. Lenaola had in his ruling said that the SABA rally would go on as planned, but warned CORD principals Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula that they will be held personally responsible for any ensuing chaos and criminal activities. CORD said that Lenaola's ruling contravenes their constitutional right to assembly. And there was a heavy security deployment in Nairobi and its environs as police kept to their promise to ensure the SABA rally was adequately secured. Police on horseback and sniffer dogs backed by National Youth Service officers were deployed to strategic parts of the city and expected flashpoints in the country. And as Michael Njenga reports, there were thorough body searches for those attending the Uhuru Park rally.
6:30 a.m. Monday and the streets of Nairobi were awash with police officers as security is heightened within the central business districts and its environs, with police officers mounting patrols in all entries and exits. Uhuru Park is also under tight security as the officers screen those attending the rally. Here, nothing is left to chance as the dog section is also on standby. Within the streets, police keep a tight watch as the people go about their business for the day. Even as this is going on, transporters are leaving nothing to chance as commuters are subjected to thorough checks as they board buses to work. Some of the supporters have decided to take the long walk to Uhuru Park as they sing and chant. The meeting, which was supposed to kick off at 10 a.m., is yet to start, and supporters are still trickling into the park as they await their leaders to start the ceremony. There were reports of tension along Juja Road attributed to youth drawn from Mathare Area 4 who reportedly resisted security searches as they made their way to Uhuru Park. Michael Njenga, Citizen at 1, Nairobi.
And the tension that earlier gripped Nairobi's Central Business District led to the closure of some businesses as CORD supporters heading to the rally marched through the streets. For the very latest update on the situation from the city centre, we're now joined by Willis Raburu, who has been covering proceedings there. Raburu, are there reports of closed shops and empty streets earlier on? What's the situation like? Right, and we'll be talking to Raburu shortly. He is in the CBD, and we'll just be talking to him in a short bit, all right, I'm made to understand that he's back. Raburu, what's the situation like? We had of protests a short while ago in the Central Business District. What is the situation like there now? Willis, we're trying to talk to Willis Raburu, who is in the Central Business District. Of course, this very close to Uhuru Park, where the CORD SABA rally will be held, and we'll be talking to Willis shortly. We'll still try and reach him on a phone shortly. Property estimated to be worth $500,000 shillings was this morning destroyed by a fire at the Nakumatt supermarket in Eldoret Town, Uasin Gishu County. The fire that is said to have started at around 7:30 a.m. was, however, put off by firemen from the Eldoret Fire Brigade. Hassan Farah tells us more.
The fire started at around 7:30 a.m. at a section of the Nakumatt supermarket's household branch in Eldoret Town, Uasin Gishu County. Police estimate that property worth $500,000 shillings was destroyed. Eldoret Fire Brigade personnel, however, managed to put off the fire as crowds gathered along the streets to watch the unfolding events. Nakumatt branch manager Johnston Mureithi said the fire started in his office and spread into the CCTV control room. He praised personnel from the Eldoret Fire Brigade for their quick response following the fire.
We, being as Nakumatt ISO certified, we have managed to apply our system and manage the fire as quick as possible. So everything is under control right now.
Eldoret East OCPD Nelson Taliti said the police have launched investigations following the incident.
The cause of fire has not been established. We have now started the investigation to know what was the cause of fire.
Hassan Farah, Citizen, Live at 1.
A 24-year-old man who suffered gunshot wounds in the abdomen during yesterday's deadly attack in Hindi, LAMU County, has been airlifted to Nairobi and transferred to the Kenyatta National Hospital for further treatment. Meanwhile, there is heightened security in both Hindi in LAMU and Gamba in Tana River County, where the twin attacks occurred in which more than 20 people died. And Mawathe has more.
After a night of terror, deaths and more bloodletting, came the search for safety as residents of Gamba in Tana River and Hindi in Lamu County sought answers following the brutal attack that claimed more than 20 lives. When Deputy President William Ruto visited the affected families, he was met with narratives of what had transpired and the deliberate targeting of men.
Wakabisha. Wakaniita kwa jina, mama udipo fungua. Unasikia risasi nje, mama udipo fungua, kuna amani. Kwa hivyo mimi nikatoka.
The promise of peace that the attackers professed turned out to be the beginning of a night that many won't forget anytime soon.
Wakaniambia nyumba haina mwanaume. Ukipata mwanaume tunachinja. Na kwa sababu ni wewe mama na hawa watoto wako, sisi tutachoma hii mali yote. Kakimbia ndani. Niokoe nguo. Wakachukua ile miti iko pale, mmoja akanigonga nayo, nikawacha nguo, kuangusha nguo, kachukua katupa kwa hivi wakachoma.
It doesn't matter what they do. We will stand firm and protect the lives and property of the people.
One of those injured in the attack is recuperating at the Kenyatta National Hospital, where he was transferred early today. The 24-year-old man suffered abdominal gunshot wounds and will receive specialized care following his arrival at the country's largest referral hospital. He was airlifted from Lamu County. And in Peketoni, residents angered by the latest attacks in Hindi and Gamba and who have in the recent past been victims of similar attacks took to the streets to protest about the rising insecurity in Lamu County and the rest of the coast region. The government has urged residents of the affected towns, including Peketoni, to continue with their businesses and farming and assured them security in the area has been beefed up. For Citizen Live at 1, I am Ann Mawathe.
Right, and let's cross over to Kisumu town and look at what the situation is there. And we're told that there were running battles between protesting youths and anti-riot police officers. The youths had attempted to block the Kisumu-Kakamega road when they were dispersed by anti-riot police. The incident took place in the Kondele area. Our radio reporter Stephen Odindo now joins us live on phone from Kisumu. Odindo, pockets of violence reported in parts of Kisumu. What is the situation like there now?
Actually, the tension is building in Kisumu's Kondele estate, where the police are really engaging with the youths in a running battle from all quarters from Kondele and getting to the various parts within and after various estates that pertain to Kondele.
Right.
And there's also
go ahead.
There's slow traffic in the entire town, with most offices and shops closed down regarding the demonstrations that are ongoing, especially in Kondele area.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And also, most of the PSV vehicles have kept off the roads with their normal operations being thwarted. Mm-hmm. With the majority of the passengers just walking to various destinations.
Right. And just looking at the situation in Kisumu, what can you tell us about the central business district? Are people going on with their day-to-day activities, traffic flow?
Most of the activities in town are at standstill. With most of the businesses closed down, a majority of the businessmen are not in their activity. In their business centers. And as we can see, in fact, it's only some of the banks within town are working, but some of the banks too are also shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from the look of things, the entire town is full of police uniform, ranging from the GSU.
So security is tight. Okay, thank you for that. That is Odindo from Kisumu. He's a citizen radio correspondent. And let's cross over to Willis Raburu now. We're able to reach him on phone. He's in Nairobi Central Business District. And let's hear from him what the situation is like in the CBD. Willis, we heard of protests earlier today in the CBD. What can you tell us about the situation there now?
So much noise here at the court rally here in Uhuru Park. Can barely hear myself. However, just by way of update, as my colleague Francis Gashuri told you earlier, they are still waiting for the arrival of the court principals here at the Uhuru Park grounds, who will be arriving later on. And of course, already here are some of them who have already come. Professor Anyang' Nyong'o is here. The Senator James Orengo is here as well, along with some other leaders from court, members of parliament as well. What is happening now is just a brief prelude in terms of entertainment, as far as entertainment is concerned. As my colleague Michael Njenga told you that earlier on, the security continues to be tight around the country, around Nairobi and around the environs of Uhuru Park. There was an incident earlier on in town where some of the youth were demonstrating around the Tom Mboya statue here in Nairobi, but then they were pushed back by police and they made their way back here to Uhuru Park. No fatalities, no injuries so far, and everything seems to be going on well. Security again remains very tight here, and as you can see, the energy levels here quite high, but then of course we wait to hear from the court luminaries exactly what the agenda is. For now though, because of the extreme, because of a lot of the noise that is here, I'll have to hand over back to you, but we'll keep you updated. What you can do is you can always check at Citizen TV News for the updates of what is going on right here, and also the handle at F Shuri, that is Francisco Shuri. My colleague Patrick Njendi and Alex Ubasu are also here, and you can check their timelines as well to get to know what is happening here. For now though, it's back to you in studio, Lilian.
Thank you, Willis Raburu. Willis Raburu made his way to Uhuru Park. Earlier, he was in the Central Business District, and he mentioned that the protests that were going on there were by people attending the rally, and so they did also make their way into the Uhuru Park. And we will be keeping you updated on the situation there as events unfold. We're taking a short break now. Don't go far. I'll be right back.